After recently taking a psychology class, I learned some interesting facts. For example, did you know that between 35 and 50 serial killers are working at a time in the United States? Or that more densely populated areas are more likely to contain a serial killer? I'm not sure about you guys, but that's really scary to me, which means it is very important to recognize the trends of serial killers. They all share the same three traits: psychopathy, narcissism, and Machiavellianism, also known as the dark triad. And if you look at the handout that I gave you, you will see how these three traits make up the dark triad and what they mean. You might be wondering what some of these traits entail. Well, let's start with psychopathy. According to the article Psychopathy, Development Perspectives and Their Implications for Treatment, psychopathy is a neuropsychiatric disorder marked by deficient emotional responses, lack of empathy, and poor behavior controls, commonly resulting in persistent antisocial defiance and criminal behavior. In other words, psychopaths are seen to be cold and impulsive, and they want what they want when they want, and as a result, they do not care about the rules. One of the serial killers most known for demonstrating high levels of psychopathy is Ted Bundy. Bundy was an extraordinarily handsome and charming man, so it was easy for him to prey on the women he found most attractive, which is dark-haired women. Not only was he handsome and charming, but very intelligent, so intelligent that he managed to escape jail on 2 separate occasions. The second time that he escaped jail, he killed a group of girls living at the Chi Omega sorority house at Florida State University. This event is why our dorms now have locks on our entrances. Now, let's look at the next trait: narcissism. According to the article Narcissist Personality Disorder in Clinical Health Psychology Practice, Case Study of Comorbid Psychological Distress and Life-Limiting Illness, narcissism is a persistent pattern of grandiosity, fantasies of unlimited power or importance, and the need for admiration or special treatment. So narcissism isn't just being self-absorbed, but is an extreme amount of self-absorption that leads to a God complex. Narcissists have little remorse and a sense of entitlement, which is why they are typically the liars and the stealers. They like to inflict power and control, in addition to gaslighting, which is a form of manipulation. Serial killer Rodney Alcala showed this portion of the dark triad. Alcala was invited to participate on a game show called The Dating Game. In this game, 3 male contestants would go through a process in which they would compete for a chance to go on a date with a beautiful woman. Alcala won the game, but was refused the date due to his odd character. Also, the other contestant said that he made comments that implied that he was better than the others. Soon after the game show, Rodney Alcala was discovered to be a serial killer, which is why we now take background checks more seriously. Finally, let's discuss the lesser-known part of the dark triad, Machiavellianism. According to the article Manipulating the Odds, the effects of Machiavellianism and construe levels on cheating behavior. Machiavellianism is a tendency towards cynicism and manipulativeness and the belief that the ends justify the means. What this means is that a person who uses manipulation and calculated moves to achieve a personal gain. Charles Manson was extremely talented in using Machiavellianism. He was a cult leader who had the ability to make his followers believe everything he said, including the reason to kill people that he did not like. It is currently believed that 35 killings took place under Manson's leadership. So now that we've gone over the important information, let's review. The dark triad is a combination of these 3 traits: psychopathy, narcissism, and Machiavellianism. All serial killers fall into the dark triad, but the levels of each trait must be extremely high. Anyone can display 1 or all 3 of these traits, yet the amount is usually minuscule. There's a quiz online that you can take to test for the dark triad, but the results for a normal person like you and me are very low compared to those of Ted Bundy, Rodney Alcala, or Charles Manson. But it will never hurt to be aware of those around you. Who knows? There are 35 to 50 serial killers in the United States. Thank you all for listening.